Hello, Karen here. Soul Symbols, Astrology and Tarot. Today I've got some really kind of interesting messages that came in meditation this morning when I was asking what to read on. So I'm going to tell you what I saw and heard, and then I'm going to do the read. So first of all, I saw a dragon flying, which is something I don't normally see, but this dragon flying. Then I saw a salamander. Then I saw a young woman dancing in the desert on her own, and as she danced, there were like lava cracks appearing in the sand. Um, and the words were "Find your queen." Okay, find your queen. Um, then I saw a scroll in her hands. It burned up and it was just ashes. Didn't burn her hand, but burned up. And then I saw a new unrolled scroll, but it was gold, brilliant gold, and it was put inside her heart. I heard the words purification and wildness, child of the south, that's fire. What are you rooted in? Then I saw all the lower chakras, all the colours of fire, the root red, the sacral orange, the solar plexus yellow. Then I heard tectonic plates are shifting, lava is rumbling within and without. I saw autumn leaves and the colours of fire, and that reminded me of equinox and Libra, that balance, harmony, justice. And then I saw many people joining this lone woman in the desert dancing with smoke rising. Okay, so I don't know if any of those resonate with you, but I want to dig deeper into this read and see what is happening for us as a collective. Take what resonates, okay? I think this is a particular collective that are being called out to ignite their fire or to work with that fire energy. Fires of the south. Okay, so it really is a wild energy. It's about creativity, it's about passion, enthusiasm, desire, all those beautiful things. So the archetype we're working with is Eros. Okay, so that is passionate, intimate love. You get agape, which is the unconditional, all-embracing love, and eros, that is just, well, it's passion, it's sexual love, but then we're talking with those words and those vision, that eros energy is that energy of fertility, of creativity. So anything to do with eros love, we are talking about, that's wild, passionate energy coming for us there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull a tarot card to see what we're coming out as a collective. Yeah, Eight of Voices. Okay, that's the Eight of Swords. So spirit really asking for us to untie ourselves. That woman dancing in the desert was wild and free, really wild and free. And she was creating, the lava cracks in the desert. So we're in the desert, but at the moment, collectively, we may be kind of constricted, tied up. And, often the ties in the Eight of Swords are the ties of kind of a self-inflicted, um, self-sabotaging yeah, energy, the kind of energy that we tie ourselves up in. So can be that addiction, can be, thought patterns, as its swords are a lot to do with the way we're thinking, the way we're um, expressing ourselves. So anything to do with how you communicate and express yourself, spirit is wanting to give you that wildness, that passionate freedom. It is freedom. South is about liberation, the south direction, it's liberation. I'm going to pull some of these. All the cards have been pre-shuffled, but let's give them a little shuffle and a cut. So we have a tidy house, clarity and organisation, and we have, yeah, unmarked trail. Okay. Just going to move my camera over slightly. Hopefully it won't mess it up. Okay. So the tidy house, I mean, it does look very fiery there. You know, we're talking here 8 voices. We're coming out as a collection as 8 voices. The archetype working with us is Eros. It's very fiery, passionate love, fertile, intimate, enthusiastic. Think about everything in the bedroom, yeah, that kind of energy. But then we cannot tap into that if we're disorganized and we have no clarity. Okay. But also, this is very much the energy of Virgo. The season we're in now is about organizing the details, it's about service and devotion. But with this 8 of voices, I think Spirit is saying, don't get tied in that, tied down to that sense of service that is lacking passion, that is lacking um, just lacking passion, I think. So whatever you're doing, yeah, we need that clarity, we need that organization, as within, so without. If we're emotionally tied up in a mess, we can, we can over control when we feel that we are out of control or that we haven't uh, got the ability. So look at how you're doing your everyday. But if your house is hugely messy and upside down, that can also be a sign that what's going on within is this lack of clarity, this lack of organization. And that clarity and organization is so we can hear spirit, so that we can see the bigger picture, so that there's a good flow of energy. And you can think of Schwen Fei. Is it Swen Fei? Where you're organizing your house to allow the flow of energy. And then we have the unmarked trail revelation. So I think Spirit is saying, if you're feeling in this 8 of voices energy, you need to move to that wild abandonment, that intimate, passionate, the woman dancing in the desert, making lava under her feet. Okay. So it's like you're going to have that revelation. It's an unmarked trail. Often when we go south, the south direction is our unconscious. It's our unconscious wildness. Often our shadow, this 8 of voices is saying to me that we've trapped that wildness, or someone here may have trapped that wildness in shadow because it's been unacceptable to express. And there may be a fear, of allowing that out. Often when we're children, we're told not to behave that way, not to speak that way. And into our teen life, our sense of fierce independence, rebellion comes out, and we get that smacked down too. So I think it's about going back to your root, what are you rooted in was one of the message. So have a look what you're rooted in. Are you rooted in this kind of tied upness? Are you rooted in kind of disorganization or over control and over organization? Because spirit is wanting to take you on a beautiful journey. It may be scary, the root can hold fear. What are you rooted in? There may be a fear of you expressing that part of your character, but it's part of what is happening to us collectively. When I saw the lava, I've thought recently of all the events going on Earth, the volcanoes that we've had erupting, the earthquakes, we've seen the lava flow, we've had massive solar flares. So that for me, that speaks to the unleashing of the divine feminine, and it doesn't matter whether you're masculine, a man or a woman. That divine feminine, that anima, that mother Gaia, the cosmic womb, all those energies, I think, are breaking loose. They've been suppressed. They've been suppressed in our collective, and I think they are breaking out. So you need to tap into that wildness you've got, dance, do a wild dance in your home, sing, express, get your throat chakra um, um, unlocked, get that movement going from your lower. Where are your, what are you rooted in? Have a look at that. Work with that. Untie yourself if there's any fear there. And your chakra, that beautiful orange, that gorgeous orange of a fire, that's desire, that's passion, creativity, fertility. That's where the womb is in a woman's body. So that is, that's creation. That's the creatrix energy. So offer that to spirit, get that untapped. And the unmarked trail, you're going to be led into the unknown, particularly if you've repressed parts of yourself. That's gonna, it's going to take you into unknown territory, but we don't want to be blocked from that revelation. We need that at the moment. So tap into that anima archetype, that divine feminine. You know, that's talking about empowerment, confidence. It's talking about the ability to inspire others. Um, it has a significant role in our personal development, on our self-actualization. So we need right now to be embracing our strengths. Look, dig deep, find what your strengths were. Go back to your childhood. What did you love doing? What were you passionate about doing? Go back there. Enliven that part of you. If it was art, go and start finger painting, do something, embrace that creative part of you. But it's also about our setting of boundaries. We may have become tied up, with this tidy house. We may have our boundaries too tight, or we may have expectations on us that spirit is saying, no, let them go. You've got to find your own boundaries, comfortable boundaries, not too tight, not too way out there where you're losing your sense of self. This is about self-actualization. But that divine feminine, that, there was a message in there. I don't know whether I said it. Find your queen. That's divine feminine. That's cultivating a sense of meaning and purpose in your life. So ask, have you got that? Are you moving in that meaning and that deep sense of purpose from you know, from your soul, from who you actually are, not the expectations around you? Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of more for us. Yeah, I think we had that the other day. Okay, so we've got burdens. We've got that ant carrying that huge leaf. This is burdens. Maybe it is about the way we're having to be in our environment, having to control our environment. And over here we got omens. We got the hawk. I mean that and that. If you look at that, that is on the ground, on the earth, carrying something bigger than you, feeling way down. The omens that are coming even in this reading are, fly free. The sun and the moon. I had something about the sun and the moon. I don't think I put it here. Let me have a look. It was about change. It was about purpose and change. I haven't written it down. There was a message about purpose and change, the sun and the moon. Okay, so look for those omens. Okay, really look for those omens, because they are, a hawk. The eyesight is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Somebody sent me a beautiful video. Well, it was sad. It was a bittersweet video of a hawk that was caught in fisherman wire. It's reminded me of that. Okay. So that sense someone came and freed it and it flew. They're meant to be up in the sky. They've got beautiful eyesight. So keep the eyes, your third eye, the eyes of your heart peeled, because there's going to be omens about this freedom coming. Okay. Can you see all this? Yeah, can now. Right. Okay. Right. So Spirit is saying here, know the truth is a living force, whether you believe it or not. So that the truth is fire. It burns through, it destroys lies, it brings new growth, it cultivates, it brings passion, it burns away the dross that is entangling us. So just know that truth is living. It's living. It really is. Truth, beauty, and justice is a living forces that we can tap into. So our spirit, what truth do I need to know? And have strength, know that you're being guided by the cosmos. Stay strong and a positive outcome is assured. So if you're dealing with that burden, know those. And with the omens we got in the moment, if you can, remove your judgment and criticism and truly listen to someone, you will empower them. We were saying about the sacred feminine, and that can so often be listening to yourself. That sacred feminine, that queen energy, that anima energy is empowerment. It's self-empowerment, self-actualization. And again, I'm going back to Virgo season, because Virgo, the energy of Virgo can be service, devotion, but it can also be very inner critic, inner judgment. So drop that, okay? It could be for some of you, that's what's holding you back, a sense of judgment of you. And then we have star seed. So that's about raising the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. I'd say through your fire, through your passion, through that wildness that's in you that maybe you've forgotten to tap into. I'm going to pull a couple of these and some tarot. Yeah, it's a beautiful message. This divine feminine rising. I see it in the earth, what's going on the earth. Yeah, bring it into form, what is already within you. So bringing into form what's already within you, it's very simple. And this, look at this, look at this card. Okay, there's something so poignant about the footsteps in the sand, leaving our imprint. She's that woman I saw was dancing in the desert, and there were lines of lava. She's dancing and she's bringing out sacred geometry there. Okay, that sacred geometry is in life, it's in our whole form. Okay, so it's bringing whatever is in there, put that burden down, get strength, and know that you're being guided. You're going to be loosed of those ties. Okay, get organized, but let go of control. Okay, get clarity. You can do something really practical, something I need to do, and go through all your possessions, all your belongings, get rid of what you don't need. Okay, clear the way for that clarity. That is bringing clarity into form in the outside world, where I said that energy can flow. So bring it into form. Whatever is going on in you, bring that into form. You're being offered fire here, okay? And it's already within you. That's the whole message. Bring into form what is already within you. What are your dreams? What are your passions? What are your projects? What have you been nurturing within you? Bring that into form. Don't leave it just as a dream, okay? And this bringing into form, I'm being reminded, it's one of my favorite things when, as an artist, Michelangelo when he made his sculptures that were just stunning sculptures, somebody asked him how to do it, and he made them out of marble. I mean, if you've seen the statue of David, even down to the veins on his head, it's incredible, incredible artwork. And he said he sees the angel within the marble, and he cuts away everything that obscures it. So that is how he's working. So this eight of voices, this eros, this passionate, um, sexual energy, which is fire. It's just pure fire. It's waiting to be released. It's in you. Excuse me. If you can't feel the fire in you, if you can't find the passion in you, just know it's there. It's formed within you, waiting to be released. Look, transformation of the butterflies going. Again, we got this sacred geometry here. It's the flower of life. We got the flower of life there. This is spirit wanting you to find your fire, really find your fire, okay? I'm going to pull one more for this eight of voices. Feel I need to do that. Yeah, divine timing. Okay, it's in divine timing. All you need to do is align to it, okay? If you feel you've lost passion, you've lost energy for anything, if you can't find your creativity, your sense of confidence, self-actualization, just work to free yourself from the blockages, okay? Know that this is divine timing, but I think, as I said at the beginning, the divine feminine is being raised up in a really powerful way. I've been saying it for years in my old tarot channel. Those of you who are here from that, I've been saying that for a long time. And it's being shown outside. When you're seeing it outside in the volcanoes, the solar flares, um, the earthquakes. We had a magnitude 8.5 earthquake in Russia a week or so ago. And then, we've got a lot going on in the earth. That's Gaia awakening. And we are connected to Gaia. We are awakening. The divine feminine within us all, male or female, is awakening. Okay. That is for definite, for sure. I see it in the women around me, women finding their confidence, women, and within myself, women moving out in what they're supposed to be doing. So bring it into form, okay? If you wanted to dance as a child, dance like a maniac now. Think of that woman dancing in the desert and dance until the lava's under your feet. So you got the fire in your feet, If you want to sing, if you feel trapped, sing, start singing in your shower, in your bedroom, in your bathroom. There's a sense of this volcanic, and with Eros, I mean, Eros love, what's the ultimate when you make love with someone? It's that orgasm, it's that explosion. Okay, so it's that sense of releasing pent up energy. I'm talking to myself here now as well. I'm going to go and get some Reiki and sound bath healing. Go get that. Go get that. Go and adjust your energy. Go and balance your chakras. Go and, anything to get that flow going, like the feng shui I was saying, get it moving in your house, get it moving in your body. Just move, and that fire, that lava erupt under your feet. Buttes. These are buttes. Yeah. Balance. Four of inspiration, four of wands. It's balance. Look at all that feminine energy there. They are aligning with the stars, aligning with the cosmos. They've lifted off, Look at that. We're talking about earthquakes. tectonic plate shifting. This is, get together. It is a sense of stability. Okay, get together with other people. Get that feminine energy released. Okay, so we got 4 of voices, the Fool, 4 of emotions, 6 of emotions, and the Moon. So, and we got 4 of inspiration there. There's a sense of needing that balance to come. Okay, balance in your mind. Okay, how do you do that? You need to rest your mind. Look at the, I said about going to get Reiki, going to get sound healing. If you can't do that, and if you see this woman here, I've never noticed that in the card before. She stood by the boulders. Okay, maybe she's thinking she needs to be able to mentally lift those boulders. 4 is half of 8, but instead she's relaxing in the cosmos. Okay, her eyes are being open, her vision is being open. And the Fool, here we got the desert. This is I always see the Fool people say, take the risk, take the list. Take the risk, take the leap. I see the Fool, it's 0. It's 0. It is infinite potential. It's the keta of the tree of life. It is that infinite potential that's not yet been born. Okay, here we have, that clearing out, that organizing, and the bringing it into form. Allow it to. We had divine timing. Where was that? Under there. Yeah, the divine timing. Let it percolate. Okay, dance in the desert. We could see her leaping, I mean, she's going off to, she's leaping into the cosmos, leaping into the cosmic mind, leaping into her new project. She is leaping, but it's all that potential. We need to do the dance of the fire. Okay, we need to fire dance, people, and allow that potential, because if we contemplate our strengths, our beauty, our truth, our values, what we love in life, what we find beautiful in life, that is what we're going to take with us when we make that leap. But contemplate it. Don't feel forced into doing things because of outside influences, because we feel tied up. I know we've all got to pay the bills, we've got to do this, but just contemplate it. Okay, and then we got the 4 of emotions. All the 4s are kind of like stability. All right, so we got a few 4s. We've got the swords, we've got the wands, and we've got the cups. So we got all the tarot suites except for the suits of the tarot, except for the pentacles. Oh, you can get that out. 4 of emotions. Okay, I mean, again, gorgeous. That cup, she's sitting looking at the 3 cups, always reminds me of the 5. She's not seeing the cup she sat in. That's the 4th cup. And look what's making that cup up. It's that mirrored image of surrender, of love, of beauty. You could even see that as Eros, they're leaning towards to kiss. That's the meaning of worship. To lean towards to kiss. Okay, and we've got that seed of life again. So that 4th cup, maybe we're missing it. Maybe as we do that clearing out, whether it's literal clearing out or a clearing out of our mind, our emotions, clearing out of our body, the toxins of the negative energy, whatever clearing you're doing, there's a sense of clearing to get this freedom. It's divine timing. But that cup of BC, okay, we need to look up, we need to look out. Okay, excuse me, but we do need to look down. We need to take note of the shadow, but we need to look up and we need to look out. And the 6 of emotions, again, it's 6 of cups. That's childhood again. There's something about finding The dancing in the desert, it is the wild child within us all. It's the wildness in us that we often lose in childhood. Okay. If you see her here, she sat here again on sand, but her child is adventuring. What is it? What was it your child wanted to do? Okay. That's the mirror of your soul. That deep down child is often the one who wants to take you the way spirit wants you to go. It's your soul. It's the things we've often forgotten. Look, what is already in you? Okay, to go on that unmarked trail, to have that revelation, it's already within you. It's the child. It's that wild child of the South. It's fire. It's the fire in you. Okay, and the moon, I had a thing about the sun and the moon about purpose and change. So the moon is the change. Okay, and again, we got the three fates, the three Moiras. This is fate. There's something fated about this reading. It is about aligning with what the collective is doing. That's not just the collective psyche or collective subconscious, unconscious. It's also the collective, as in the cosmos and the earth and beyond. Okay, and it's changing, it's shifting. We have got massive shifts happening now. Just look, as an astrologer, I look in the sky and I think, oh my goodness, all these outer planets lined up in this, these grand trines, minor trines, and it's, they're all in sacred geometry with one another. There's huge shifts in the cosmos with the sun. We have this asteroid or whatever it is. People are saying it's a spaceship, but we're having massive changes. Politically in the world, we have all the shifts of with the economics, with the dollar failing, going down, and the BRICS. There's a massive change. We have changes within the climate. We've got change, massive changes. We need to align spiritually, okay? So allow those changes to go through to you. Do your rain dance, do your fire dance, express, move, okay? A real sense of move. I'm going to pull one more card from this alchemical deck. What alchemy do we need to do? You need strength to remove the burden, or to be able to be empowered to carry that burden. Okay, and yeah, just watch people, watching the world. Don't hide from the world. There's a lot of difficulties going on. We know it can bear you down, but we don't want to spiritually bypass, because actually our omens are there. If you negate one part of it, if you ignore one part of it, what's going on as a collective, sometimes you get a kind of skew-if message. I'm not saying, if it's not your thing, but to like immerse yourself 24/7, not at all. I'm just saying have an awareness, like cosmically, internally, Mother Earth, the earth energies, the collective, our communities, our larger communities, the global communities. Yeah, look, it is our alchemy. This fire, it's summer. Okay, summer is the south, where I saw that child dancing, not child, the woman dancing. There's a new contract we're being called into. Summer is fire. It is the south. It's a spirit just going bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Raise the vibration, okay, through your radiant light. It says, raise your fire, people. We've all got a fire within us. It is summer. It's summer. Here we have autumn. We have the moon, okay. Here we have summer. This is your inner fire. Let's have a look at the book with this, because I think it is just so important. I'm going to have a look at the book. I know all the I just feel there's something in the book that is going to speak to one of us, some of us, all of us. It's your fire, people. It's your passion. It's your... Where have we gone? Seen every season bar summer. Here we are. Okay. Summer. Fullness, vitality, sensuality. I mean, you can't make it up, can you? This is why I love the tarot. To experience summer is to be embodied. I talked about being embodied. The summer air kisses every crevice of our body. Openness, openness. Sorry, I'm just laughing. I'm thinking of this Eros card. Opening us up in ways long forgotten. Okay. Lust, desire, laughter, sweat, physicality. These are all expressions of summer's fullness shining through. When this card appears, know that the senses are heightened and the work is nearing full expression. This is what I'm saying. We need to express what we got in us. Okay, bring into form what is already in you. Okay. It may feel as though things are electrified or about to burst. How many of us feel like we're going to blow up, mentally, physically? Okay. Keep in mind that, like all the alchemical seasons, summer will soon pass. I was talking about Libra season, wasn't I? About, did I talk about that? The autumn leaves, yeah, that balancing harmony, justice. Yeah, so all summer will pass. For now, everything in your narrative is fleshed out, and the story is just another chapter or two until it begins again. So revel in this time of ripening and rhythm, dance, celebrate, gather, connect. Whether the season is literal or metaphorical, let yourself be swept into the pulse of these hot and heavy nights. Okay. Ponder, it says here, all that is right then. If you've been working hard on something and you're not seeing the fruit, no, just keep that passion alive. This is also a call to people who are really having trouble keeping that passion and that energy alive. I'm involved in that as well. There's this such heaviness around us that sometimes it dampens our passion and our fire. Okay, people, so spirits asking you, where's your fire? Dancing the devil, dancing the devil, dance in the desert. And this woman was later on joined. Yeah, many people joining the woman in the desert dancing, and there was smoke rising. Okay, together, if we all do our dance, we're gonna set a huge fire alight. Okay, so they are your messages. I hope they were helpful. All right, lots of love to you all. Bye bye.